Hey folks, and welcome to another video from A Plain Truth. Hey, before we get into the sun simulators with Jeff P and some of his excellent work, just wanted to give you a heads up. This work is not easy, folks. You're a lone wolf learning this information, discovering hidden truths, occulted truths, technology taking over mankind, sun simulators in our skies. We have to ground ourselves and understand our life purpose. Hopefully this quote can help you. This is what I live for, is to assist and be of service to others. All right, sun simulators. Why do they have two suns in the sky? Why are we seeing a white sun, not a yellow sun? Why does the sun feel more intense? Why does the sun feel abnormal? Because it's fakery, folks. JPL Laboratories and the rest of them have had the technology for a very long time, since at least the 1960s. And here they are promoting their sun clouds, their fake suns and whatnot. Big shout out to Jeff P at Narraboo Watcher. This is a lot of his work he's put into this stuff. Please watch his work and subscribe to him. He does really good stuff here. All right, let's get into the sun simulators, our fake sun. And also, please pay attention to how Jeff P connects the sun simulators to the toroidal field that exists, that is our part of our DNA makeup of Earth and Earth's atmosphere enclosed in a dome of ether electromagnetic energy.
Solar simulators. Here's one here at Google Patents. It goes back to 1960. The idea has been around for a long time, quite possibly even farther back than 1960. There's a diagram of a solar simulator patented back in April of 1966. I shared two images yesterday with you guys.
And here is a picture of a sun simulator, possibly a prototype, with an actual photo of the sun simulator or something similar that has been captured in the sky. But let's look again at the sun solar patent here, and we're going to go over to here and we're going to look at this patent and bring it up to size. And if you'll notice, you'll see in here, here's these stanchions or supporting bars, which possibly could be what we're seeing actually in the video that was done by Patty Daly and her forensics investigation. See the pipes going across here? Let's take a look at that again and see how that matches up. So just putting in Cube Satellite Patent Sun Simulator, look at all the patents on sun simulators and CubeSats that there is, just doing a quick search. This has been going on like since the 1960s, before Boeing sun simulators. Why do we need a sun simulator? Sun simulators in Germany, and on it goes. And this is all part of this whole
evidence that was submitted to me. Can you hear the distortion on the camera? The auto adjusting is affecting it. Now, I'd said once that this was the lens array in deep space, but I think there's something even more amazing to this, because nothing could have bent light in space. It's just bizarre, right? Oh, but I'm going to tie this all together. Here's some more proof, more lens distortions. Look at how it waves. Let me pause this for a second. I also want to notice a little clue here. Look at this cloud formation, by the way, how it's big circular cloud. Okay, you're gonna like this one. So, and this just, you can hear the distortion here, that people are noticing these strange clouds, sometimes in a clear blue sky, and then we get this lens distortion. Look at this light being bent. Oh, I think there's more to it than that, but that's where it's going to get good, so hang in there. Here's the final proof. Another, look at this camera. Just absolutely freaks out. Again, you get that same buzzing noise. In case you didn't see it, I'm trying to say, do you see the cloaked ship? Now, of course you don't see it because it's cloaked, but what you will see is an outline of it. I'm going to try and make it real obvious for you. So I'm just going to draw a little line around this. Pause the video. It's a pretty straight line. These clouds appeared over my house. Do you see this circular object right here? These are the cloud machines. And another triangular craft right here. And another one here. They're the ones that made these clouds. And there was a clear blue sky. This little pot mark signature, that's it, folks. There you go. Can you get any more of a straight line than that? Look at this. You hope you guys can see these lines here. That is not formed naturally in nature. How come clouds keep forming these things? Okay. That at one side of the torus field, you have the central pedal energy, the collapsing, compressing, cooling magnetic charging energy. On the other side, it's expanding, heating, what the world would call a ion. And this is the positive side, this is the negative side. And this is
Our
the cycle.
baseline decimal system is not man-made.
Massive torus
Rather, is
system.
created by this flow of energy.
Okay. I got to show you a picture of what most people are aware of, the TR-3B craft. And this is where the toroidal field sits, right here. I already made a video on how this is made. This is the toroidal field, and emanating from this, you're going to get this massive toroidal field. That one side is going to suck in and compress and make clouds, while the other one expands it back out. And this would basically extend this huge toroidal field all the way down to the ground. You guys all saw this one. There's your toroidal field. Here is more of the toroidal fields. These toroidal fields could, on one side of the field, as a central pedal forces, would collapse and compress the atmospheric moisture into water droplets, forming clouds. Because, check this one out. We can see the spinning toroidal fields on this. You know, some of you may actually think this is photoshopped, but it's actually, you can look very closely at the spinning toroidal electric energy forming around this craft, forming this bubble as it travels through this. In fact, you can even see it float like a bobble. Now, it's not being hung from a string, okay? It's just classic. The magnetic fields are floating on these surfaces of the ship. Look at the spinning vortexes on each one of these bands of energy surrounding this whole ship, enveloping it. You want to think that's photoshopped? Just keep watching some of the rest of them. How about this one? Massive cloud appeared. How about this one? These are the portal ones people keep talking about. I want to show you something real quick here. If you look real careful, right in the very center of this craft, you see a perfect triangle. That looks like the TR-3B. But probably a bigger version. I don't think it was going into another dimension. It was docking inside the ship itself because it's cloaked. Make it look like a portal. Toroidal fields on this craft as well. I believe this thing's actually sitting on its side right here. Okay, I'm going to speed this up. You can see it in full speed. And we're going to zoom in. We're going to see this bands of energy. And look at this thing just shuts down right after the craft passes by too. Wow. Right? Fast forward us a little bit. We see this dancing. There's that drone flying by once again. Wow. You know, I normally like to cover UFO unless I can find some new discoveries. Not everybody knows about UFOs. I wouldn't want to bore you with another stupid UFO video. But how about this one? Another giant spaceship toroidal field. This one we got the sounds. Many people over. You see how the vortex is sucking in the clouds here in this toroidal field? These things are huge. This is what they call anti-gravity. I don't believe in gravity. Sometimes I have a hard time using a word. Levitation. So here we can see the clouds being sucked into this toroidal field as well. Anyone says it's fake. It was even on the news. This particular person didn't even have an excuse for what that was. Here's another announcement.
Seen hovering high over Moscow Wednesday evening, scientists have rejected claims of UFO activity, saying the white cloud was no more than an optical illusion.
Optical illusion. Yeah, okay. Yeah, many of you have seen this one. When I board the toroidal fields here, but look at the high energy things create in the process. So we have a cathode plane that rotates in one direction and slows down, emits all its energy to the vacuum plates, to the outer cube. It repeats itself over and over again, depending on what molecule would determine the frequency. And this is how they're connected. This is our real universe. Each one of these cubes will represent the actual molecule. This is what's happening. Pure energy. These are the anode points reflecting on the cathode. They expand out. All of the universe reflects this cubic waveform field. And as long as you want to continue believing in the atom and electron and the proton and the neutron, the more you'll be confused about anti-gravity. When you understand this scalar technology, it's hard to even find an example how it really works. A scalar wave, again, would be like two people holding a stick, pulling it back and forth rhythmically with no time lag. Sorry. And we could see again, see how we connected. And as these will shrink to a sphere and back into a cube and a sphere, but it all happens near the speed of light. Still have doubts? Well, this is what it looks like. And many had believed that these rings were the electrons, but those are basically sound waves. It's sound, wave, electromagnetic energy. And to avoid any confusion, the lens array, I believe, are still there. These ones here, I don't think are creating the electromagnetic disturbance. It could be a still different craft. The ones that we saw, I just don't think they'd have that many crafts sitting there. We didn't see no weather modification or anything. So I still think those are made by JPL, and maybe they do have levitation technology to hold them there in space. Here we can see the characteristics of the sun simulator, and I want you to notice right here, when every time these sparks come out, that this lens thing focuses this huge lens that I've been saying all along in my videos. There's a large lens not attached to the simulator. But notice how it is moving and fluctuating and reacting with the pulses of light, acting to, I believe, to be focusing the laser beam, making it more intense. DEW, Directed Energy Weapon. So see when it pulses the light, it reflects off of it. Wow. Watch it one more time. So that is supposed to be the sun. Now, there was a lot of skepticism on these pictures, but these were submitted to me by a subscriber showing these spinning cube on their house and on their barns. All these different pictures showing this cube object. It's a spinning cube, but it's showing its curved edges because it goes through a lens. And I wish we could catch these on videos. Just take the time. It must have been slowly spinning, but it would have rotated. Here we could see the light going all the way across on a mirror. About a week ago, showing me this. Behold. Now we can begin to see the same object, the sun simulator. See the same light pattern coming off this thing. All that light projects onto a spinning cube. I will show you that in a patent. But let's just look at some of these photos. Look at this barn picture showing up again. Because of the lenses and because of the solar eclipse, we even had multiple pictures of multiple eclipses on the ground. How many eclipses should we show during a solar eclipse? We should be seeing one. And yet, look at that. That is crazy. So on this video, during eclipse, many people saw hundreds of little mini eclipses. Why do you think that was? See all the eclipses on the ground? This appeared all over the place. Showing all these eclipses. Why? Because it's going through all those lenses that I showed you in this patent. These lenses, right? And here. When the sun eclipsed through all those lenses, now we get this. Many eclipses on the ground. I've got a compilation of spinning cubes and the black dot. This is from the Zion Warrior from Florida. Watch him zoom in on this spinning cube. According to the NASA patent, which I will go back to, was 20 foot by 20 foot cube. So all that light from the xenon lamps through those lenses are shining onto a spinning cube. Let's go forward. Let's him zoom in on this one. I go this in greater detail in my other videos. This video is primarily for evidence, without going back and showing this stuff over and over again. So just wanted to show you the new evidence. The new evidence. Here is over Australia. We could see the spinning cube. Very clear. Must be 6 of them because the 6 edge. Again, another one of Australia. Many of these are done with cell phones. And many will say that it's the shutter or a cheap camera. But if that black dot is an overload sensor because it's a cheap camera, then you ought to see that black every time you look at a bright sun. Not just when it's convenient for the shieldards to tell you that. So it's either always there or it's never there. It's that peculiar. And in fact, we can even see this light shining off the mirror of the car. Do you see it on the window of the car right there? Let's try to answer all your questions. Go back and watch my other one. But the flashlight represents the sun simulator. The white light, the light on the ceiling, represents the real sun. Should have had a yellow light bulb in there. And when the sun is in its heliosynchronous orbit in front of the real sun, and then we have the low chemtrail clouds, give us a large sun, and high altitude clouds or chemtrails give us a small sun. And then when a planetary body comes into it, we get the dark halos, like we see in this video.
eclipse, darkness, keep the light shining, the lens array, double halos, all that because of this stuff. Look at the diameter of that thing. That would just not be if the sun was big and far away like we're led to believe. The real sun's still there.
Anyways, I hope you like this video. Please copy, like, and share, and have a blessed day.